Hello everyone, welcome to Gyans.in SQL Server Review tutorial. Today we will learn about what is the database backup and how many types of backup are available in SQL Server. First of all, being a primary DBA, database backup goes to saving your data from disaster. It could be software disaster, it could be hardware disaster, or it could be a natural disaster. One of the primary job of DBA to protect your data. So when we talk about the backupping the data, the mechanism that is available in the SQL Server to backup that data, that protect that data, and how we can back up the database up and running in case of any disaster happen, natural, software or hardware disaster. One of the primary job of the DBA that recoverable database to the business run of such thing happen in order to fulfill the duty of data DBA. Mechanism is called database backup. So there are the three types of database backup available in SQL Server. So first is full backup, second is differential backup, and third is transactional log backup. So talk little about each database backup. When we are talking about the full backup of the database, we are backupping the database schema, table, everything entire database. So all the changes, schema changes, and all the data available in the database goes to the full backup. Once we talk about the full backup of the whole database can be recovered using that full backup. So other type of backup is a differential backup. This is the my full backup, then there is a differential backup. If your database is big and you can't afford to take full backup every day or every 3 hours or every hour because you may run out of the space to keep long time to keep your database. So having other option of the database backup is available. One of the option is differential backup. Differential backup is only the changes from the last backup to the differential backup time. Any changes is there happen in goes data into your database, that will be backup in the differential backup. So we talk about the last full backup will be the base of your differential backup. Okay, so without full backup we can't restore the database of means this one differential backup. Next type we have the transaction log backup. It is a very important to save your transaction in some scenario. You have to keep the full backup, differential backup and transactional backup. In the big organization you have to keep full backup, differential backup and transactional backup all the together to provide the recovery of the database to loss of your data minimal. So the transactional log backup is transactional. We define in the interval transactional log backup. Just say you have backupping your transaction in every 10 minutes, 20 minutes or 15 minutes interval. Every 10 minutes interval your transactional backup happen. That means it goes behind the scene. All the transaction will have that happen between that 10 minutes is going to the backup that database into the transactional log backup. Also transactional log backup is the serial, and when you will restore the transactional there need to be all the transactional backup intent in order to successfully restore the database. Let's talk one example of the database backup need to be full backup, differential backup, transactional log backup. So I have a database size is 300 gig. So what I will do in my strategy, I take every night full backup. That means I'm taking of the schema data, and the backup can be used to the restore the database to the particular time when you are talking about the full backup, which is at night. So from the night and 6 a.m. we have a differential backup. So any changes happening between the 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. that will be going to be kept in the differential backup. So 6 a.m. we did the differential backup. All the changes we did between the 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. that is saved in the differential backup. That can be recoverable. We are doing differential backup because 300 gig database backup taking every 6 hours will be difficult for us. First of all, it will take long time to take the full backup, and number two, might it will get the disk space issue. Differential backup are the integral changes so that it will be small in size per the full backup, because it is the keep in the changes backupping between 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. Now we can say that every 6 hours we have the differential backup, and between the between the differential backup to next differential backup, we have the mechanism to save our data, protect your data from disaster loss. We have an option called it a transactional log backup. So what we'll do is start transactional log backup every 10 minutes. My strategy that do transactional backup every 10 minutes. Now all the changes happen from differential backup to the next transactional log backup. It's going to in the backup into particular transaction log backup, and next changes happening between transaction log backup to next transaction log backup. It's called the transaction captured in the transaction log backup that is created in the next. So just an example, transaction log A to transaction log B. So between A and B, whatever the changes in the happening in database happen in database, that will be saved in the transaction log backup B. Now let's little bit talk about the quickly. Let's say that about we have a disaster happen in 6:20 a.m. So what will restore that? We'll restore the full backup of 12 a.m. and we'll go and restore the differential backup. So we have a this one 12 a.m. this one 6. Okay, or every 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes we have a differential backup. Okay, so what disaster happened in 6:20? This one 6:20. So all the backup need to be restored from the transaction log backup. The transaction log backup we have a every 10 minutes. If we don't have the transaction log backup, then we have a loss of data for the 20 minutes. So this is our transaction log backup to head. So we lost this data. So we have a true transaction log backup. Now we can restore the 6 a.m. Transaction log backup, then keep the database in recovery mode. Then restore the 6:20 a.m. This one will restore, then this one next will restore at 6:20 backup, then our database. So there is a quickly scenario that we need to full backup, differential backup, transactional backup we need for the restore the database point in time recovery. We'll have a live demo, so we will know much more about the SQL Server backup. I hope this video helps. Thank you for watching.